welcome back to the second episode of Sunday Sessions. And today's episode brings us to the Hanwood Football Club headquarters. We're here with Hanwood FC President Dom and our newly appointed 2024 captain coach. Would be right, or just coach?
No,
Just head of football, Gabe Abdala. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You've had some pretty big news over the last week or two. Let's lead into it, mate. Gabe, you're new to the program, and just tell us a bit what's going on with Hanwood FC and what you've got coming up.
Sure. So, Hanwood FC approached me about being the head of football for 2024.
Yep.
For me, being involved in the club, it was a bit of a no-brainer in regards to the direction of where Hanwood wanted to go with football in general. Essentially, the big thing that sold it for me was the word development, and that's what I'm about. I'm not worried about anything else other than the development of players within Griffith.
Yep.
Essentially, what I want is to develop players to a certain point where they're looking to play at the highest level. When they explained that to me, it was, like I said, it was easy to say yes, to accepting the role of head of football. And ultimately, through that, we're now in the mix of developing our own academy under the Hanwood banner, the Hanwood Academy. We're also now looking at developing a football identity for the club. So that way, from our youngest teams to our first grade, we're all playing the same football. We're playing the Hanwood way. So that's essentially what we want. We want to develop players. We want to expose players to the highest level possible of training that we can possibly produce for them. So ultimately, when they leave either the Hanwood Academy, our training program, whether they leave Hanwood, the club, to then go somewhere else, we're putting them in the best possible position to leave the club and be able to play whatever they can.
Yeah, nice, man. And it's a good setup. And, mate, just for the people out there, just give a little bit of background about yourself. You're a teacher at Marion College.
Marion Catholic College.
Yeah, and sort of what brought you to the area?
So, story's a bit long, but 2016, I was doing a block at a school. They didn't really have a job for me. So, I go on Teachers on Net. There's no job here, jobs going around in New South Wales. I open it up even wider, and then all of a sudden in country New South Wales, there's two jobs, one in Griffith, one in New England. It was supposed to be a 6-month job 6 years ago. 6 years later, I'm now married, permanent position at the school that I'm at, and just enjoying life in Griffith.
Yeah, nice, man. It's one of those towns where you know where people who come here either stay or go. So many people come here after the initial 6 months. Somewhere you can bring up the family.
Yes.
By the sound of it, you're enjoying it.
No, 100%.
Now, Dom, let's start. Yeah. How did this all come about to have this Hanwood Football Club?
So Hanwood Football Club's one of the biggest clubs in Griffith. We have one of the biggest junior bases. So over the past few years, there's been an academy run through Griffith. But over the last couple of years, our members are sort of saying to us, they weren't overly, they wanted to have something different, something at a better level, or run our way. So we took that feedback on, and we said, it's something we wanted to do for a while. So let's get out there and brand it ourselves and run it the way we want to run it, and develop kids the way we want to develop them.
Yeah.
So,
and as we've said, I mentioned on Triple M last week, this is not just purely Hanwood.
No.
This is an open invitation to everyone.
Yes.
You don't have to stay with Hanwood if that's you want to go play somewhere else. You're more than welcome.
100%. So we're providing this service for all the footballing kids of Griffith. So it doesn't matter which club you play for. You come, you can do our academy, do the training with Gabe and with our coaches, and on Saturday morning you still go and play for your club.
Yeah. Sweet. That's it. Yeah, so you can play for
Griffith City if you wanted to, or West, or whoever you want to play for on a Saturday. Do the academy as a separate thing.
Oh, nice, that's nice. And the investment in something like this is surely not cheap. What kind of investment are you doing to help the kids progress to the higher stages?
Dollar-wise?
Just dollar-wise, coaching.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we've got a video camera last year that we purchased. which films the games, films anything you want to set up, training session.
Yeah.
It's got a ball tracker so it follows the ball, it's clear, you can follow it, you can play it, do whatever you want with that. So it's pretty awesome bit of technology. So yeah, we're going to use that to film training sessions with the kids, you know, the tool for games, to go back, give them feedback about how they're going, where they can improve, and for the players to actually see what they're doing right and wrong with their eyes rather than being told. It's a big thing. If they can visualise it, they can see it. Yeah, I think it's a really important tool to invest in.
And I think you find these days with kids, if they don't have anything to strive for, like I know my background is rugby, they've got a bit more of an avenue. This avenue obviously will lead to better opportunities higher up, like say, if they want to trial of Sydney FC. Like that. This is going to help the kids make the next step in it.
Yeah, for us, that's what it's all about. It's about providing a platform for these kids to get the highest possible training level they can get in the regional areas. Because the city kids have got more opportunities, there's more qualified coaches, there's more opportunities to get better games, more competitive games. Yeah. So we've said, to keep our kids in with a chance to be at that level also, we need to do this to get them to the level where they can compete when they get there. And it's not about A-League or anything like that. Like we're not about selling a false dream or trying to
tell them the kids take that.
Just to get the development. At the end of the day, it's up to the kid, the players themselves, to push themselves to get to that level. Yeah. We're not selling a pipe dream here saying, we've got to do this academy, you're going to play A-League. That's not what it's about. Right. We're about developing the kids to wherever they can go in the highest level. And for some kids, they will be that. But it's not us telling them, you guys are going to make the A-League because you're doing our program. Yeah. It's to set them up to then take that next step. Yeah. To get them, they want to get there. Whether they go to boarding school, whether they end up in Sydney, playing for an NPL club, that's what we want to do. A lot of kids when you go to boarding school, if we get them good enough to make an NPL 1 side, when they go there, and that'll get them opportunities. That's our aim.
So do you come up with the program yourself?
Yes.
Or you sort of just pick and choose?
No, so essentially my job as the head of football is I basically develop the vision and mission for our footballing side of things, the playing side of things. The club, from the outside of the football side of things, they deal with that. My job is to set up vision and mission of what our philosophy is going to be, how we're going to play. I essentially draw up the training programs for all the coaches, provide them with all the tools that they need. So essentially, if one of them's away, for example, someone else can step in, pick up the training program, run the session. So ultimately, it's going to be themed per block. We're doing this for 6 months, so there's going to be blocks of sessions with reviews, player reviews, where we look at giving players essentially like a report card, if you would, a report card to say, well, this is what you're doing really well. This is what we need to improve on. This is how we're going to help you. Because ultimately, we want to make this as professional as possible. Like Dom said, ultimately, when they leave our program, we've set them up. Hopefully, we've done our job to set them up. Wherever they go after they leave us, well, we've given them tools that they didn't have. So we're trying to promote the best footballing development program.
And just for the parents out there, you're not just some fanatic. You've got the credentials and the licenses.
Yeah, so
what licenses have you got to help these kids get that?
So from a coaching perspective, I've got my AFC-B license. So that's a course that's run through the FFA. They essentially, it's a professional license. So going through the professional licensing scheme. The highest is the pro diploma, A license, then there's the B license, C license. So it's not just a Mickey Mouse.
No. Going through the right channels.
Now, outside of that, obviously, I have my bachelor's in health and exercise science, which, when in a lot of things, actually helps me develop, where players are in relation to their development. What can I do? What can't I do for players in their growth development as well, physically. So, in that scheme of things, I do have that knowledge, and then I've also got the experience of, I'm going to say, it's close to about 11, 12 years of experience of coaching at the high level.
Yeah. And it's obviously been brought up, soccer.
Yeah, so I wasn't, there's nothing to, I think, sing about my footballing career. When I was 16, I was pretty good, and then I think injuries started to happen.
I still
then,
live off my 111 goalkeeper jacket when I played, so that's all I've got going.
yeah, right. Yeah. I think
I still got the jacket somewhere at home.
well, that's it. Isn't it? It's always good to get those participation medals.
Exactly.
So look, I think for me, ever since I was young, teaching is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Which I think naturally coaching came along when I was about 17, 18, started coaching local level. And then one of the people at the club said, "Oh, have you ever thought about going to that next level?" I'm like, never really thought about it. Coaching is a hobby, still is,
Yeah.
still is.
It's not a job for that.
No, that's it. So essentially went in to one of the clubs in Sydney, sent them an email. It was a National Premier League club,
Yep.
and they were
The
like,
National
well,
Premier League's
Yeah, one year below.
Yeah.
Yeah, below. Yeah.
Yes.
so one of the National Premier League clubs said, well, we have a SAP team, which is under nines.
Yep.
So we need to coach for that. I'm like, go, let's see what it's all about. And they said, look, if you want to coaching, you've got to start doing the licensing.
Yep.
So that's where I started my C, and that was back in 2012, I think it was.
Okay. Yep.
It's actually something we want to do with the club. That's a big thing to
Yeah.
get Gabe involved.
Yeah.
It's about him and his expertise with coaching, but it's about him also teaching our coaches. Because that's where, in regional areas, we lack. We don't have enough qualified coaches. It's mainly parents or people that are parents who've played in the past of experience. But that's our big aim too. It's a big part of it that we try and start.
Not just,
It's not just about-
players.
It's coaches to the next level.
Coaches.
Yeah, so we want to get our coaches starting to get going up the ladder just like Gabe did.
Yep.
And with him here to help push that along, that'll be great. So that's our big thing for us. Coaching the coaches is going to be a huge part of it.
Yes, but man, it's a great idea. Mate, for anyone who's wanting some more info, you've got an info night on the 23rd of November. It's not obviously a big event, is it?
No.
Here Sports
Hanwood
Club,
Sports Club. What time is that kick off?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. So if anyone wants any more information, contact the Hanwood Football Club, on Facebook about the night, or just keep a look out on the socials.
Yeah, there's an eye on our page as well. So
Yep.
if anyone's keen to fill that out beforehand,
Yep.
we'll just help out with numbers and let us know where they're up to. It's not an obligation. They're not,
Just
locked
keep
into
in
anything. Just
Yep.
let us know.
Sweet man. And Dom, just on the side of Hanwood, mate, you just said you've got a couple new sponsors jumping on board. Is that in relation to the program, or more just the success of the 2023 season, which was absolutely
We had a great year.
great year, mate. It's sort of made up for the past couple of years.
Yeah, it has.
So
It was a relief.
you went through undefeated.
Yeah.
Yep. Had 4 grades in grand finals.
Yeah, 4, yeah, and 1, 2 lost to. So you take it. Then you can get up on good days.
But on top of that, mate, you guys have got finally getting some new facilities out there.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's been a big push from the club to get council involved and to get that green and
Yeah.
help push it along. The football club been instrumental in that. Brian Berlin done a lot of work on that.
Because those change rooms, I've been playing cricket out of Hanwood for 24 years, and they've been the same.
Well, the canteen, the park of the canteen was opened in 1981, and I'm a 1981, so it's as old as me, it's as old as me, so I'm starting to get a few aches and pains, so that was too, so.
So you get new change rooms, new canteen,
You get in.
grandstand.
No, we're doing up the grandstand that we have, so there's a bit of work that's happening for that.
Yep.
It'll be fully covered, there'll be full veranda on both sides,
Yep.
it'll be both sides, so you can utilise it on both sides of
Yep.
both fields, so
Sweet.
cricketers can use it in
Yep.
the summer, and for us in winter, both fields will use it.
Yep.
It's fully covered, change room, storerooms, referees rooms, disabled toilets, 4 change rooms, which, it's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be beautiful.
I've watched a few games there when we played cricket. So it's probably the best viewing for soccer.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes in the country area, the facilities, just
Lack.
lack. But
Well, it's just for us. We think it's just the start. Like we'll get this up, and then we're putting in for some more linings of the whole second oval for training.
Yep.
And also, down the track, there's plans, hopefully, to get to grandstand and that kind of thing done.
And what, I don't know if it's the same with football, but if you have upgrade your facilities, does that mean in say years to come, you can try and get a trial game to come out to?
Yeah, there is that. There's certain standards that need to be met to get an A-League game, so so that's something we probably work
It's just
towards.
a start.
Just the start, though, to help there,
Yeah,
So
no,
that's
sweet,
something
man. Like I said, good luck, and I hope everything goes well for you. And Gabe, congratulations.
Thank
for
you.
the progress. It sounds amazing. As I said, 23rd of November, guys, there's the information night at Hanwood Sports Club. If you need any more information, just click on the Facebook or give everyone a contact here. And Nani, just congratulations on the year, and he's topped it off with this. As again, information night. It's open to everyone. Don't hesitate. If you still want to play for whatever club you're playing for, doesn't matter. You're still more than welcome to come out. Check it out. Great night. Thanks, boys, for the interview. Good luck. Hope the night goes well.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it, mate.
Cheers,
Thank you.
guys. Thanks, guys, for this Sunday sessions, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Appreciate it.